Wow, when you stand in the front of this, it really is imposing. Wow, this is quite a lot of grandeur right here. Looking up at that thing. It's like, dang. Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are in Apollonia, which is basically an old Greek city that the Romans had taken over years later. And I'm standing in the beginning of the ruins.
Hey, Vern.
So we're on our bus and we are going to go to Apollonia, and hopefully we can make a good connection and everything will work out. So that's where we're at, and it'll get you updated. It's really cold today. It feels like it's in the 30s. So let's check it out. Looks to be a sign. That's kind of nice. So I guess we're going that way. All right, so I got dropped off about 30 minutes from the museum. And this is what I'm looking at. Everything's uphill. That must be a sign for me to keep losing weight. Couldn't be bad, right? So I have a feeling this whole site here is part of Apollonia. I think the museum's just up here on the left. So I'm just cruising on through. This whole hillside here, all the way up, seems to be full of old building sites. And most of this site has not been excavated. So there's lots and lots to learn here. I'm standing right here in some building. It's maybe somebody's house. And if you think about it, what a great view they had being up here on this hill. There's part of one of their walls. Pretty cool, huh? You know, one thing I think about from time to time is a lot of guys want to just see the beaches and the girls. But here's the thing. When I go back to Asia, I can do that anytime. How often do you get to explore something like this? It was made thousands of years ago by your ancestors. Not very often. So for the guys that are complaining, not enough girls, I think there's not enough ruins. If there were ruins in the Philippines, I'd have had my fix and I wouldn't have to go halfway across the world to get it. But instead we're here. Boy, there's stuff all the way up and through here. Oh, even on the right side, wow. Look even here. Let's look at that first. This is a really extensive deal. I want to say there was like 60,000 people here at one time. This place was a real big deal. They just used brick on this one. Maybe some blocks very far at the base. Even over here, it's all brick. That's kind of different. I'm not used to seeing that so much. I'm used to seeing the mixed media, brick and block. So what was this long section? Was this a market area? Was this their walkway here? It's kind of angled, so I'm thinking maybe this was like a drain or part of a cistern or something that went through here. Whatever it was is a pretty big deal here. This was the high ground, and this little gully to the left was their gutter. Could have been a latrine. Look at these big blocks that they had to carve out and haul up here. This one looks like it maybe had a different purpose at one point. See the rounded area? So I've seen a lot of recycling in these ruins. These Romans, they recycled. You know, today we think that maybe we're so cool and smart about recycling, but boy, it really started back here, ancient times. Now I often will see these pegs. Usually these held some kind of a door closed. Little pins for some kind of a door. So this would have been like an opening here, a prominent opening to some area. We'll have to ask them what this was when we get up there. All kinds of different rooms off to the side here. Like I say, most of this has not been excavated. So it's pretty cool seeing it raw like this and seeing how much is above ground where they didn't really have to dig much out. This stuff is all surface. And there again, they built up on this beautiful, beautiful point here on the hill where they had a great vantage point. And then back here is the hill that we started walking up. And I believe the museum's going to be at the top of this hill or somewhere near it. That might be it right over there by that church. That's where we're headed. Very cool. Now, one thing you don't see too often is a site that's so spread out like this. I think the early sites were spread out, but a lot of times they haven't found the places to unearth that were part of these. All right, so we're gonna just poke through the woods here a little bit, find a little place to make a pit stop. Kind of see what's down here. Always those great finds were found when somebody was walking an animal or taking a whiz, right? Isn't that how that usually goes? Is that a tortoise shell? Look at that. That's really interesting. Never seen a turtle shell on the ground before like that. That's a first. All right, well, I guess I'm gonna water one of these trees here. So it must have been a pretty laid-back town back in the day, being way up here in the hills. They said it was fairly large, up to maybe, I want to say 60,000 people, which is huge. So maybe this was a farming community. I notice a lot of orchards here. There are lots and lots of olives. So it's a great place to grow. If you needed a place to make and grow food, this was a great location. So there used to be a main river along here. And once the river got silted in due to an earthquake, so they abandoned this site in about 4 AD. So here's some more ruins up here. So this could have been a road. If you follow this all the way across, I'm thinking this was a road going to a market or a hill or something. So let's follow this up. If it keeps going up, let's go. Let's see where it takes us. Oh, there's more up there. I got a feeling this is going to be a really big site. I don't really see a good path going up here, but I guess we'll trudge through here and see if we can get up here. Looks to be some people have gone through here, so give it a shot. That's what I'm talking about. Right up on the hill here. Look at that. There we go. Legos 101. Where to begin? There was something pretty grand in here. It's no easy task getting all these big blocks up here. like more floor pieces that held the door pins there. See that? Wow. Where do you begin? There's just so much going on here. Let's look. Let's see what we got. Is there anything with any writing on it? There's some scrolly stuff there. That's kind of cool. Look at that. That took a lot of time. If you see anything crazy, let me know. I'll pan through here. Oh, this lattice work is off the hook. Look at that. I've never seen anything like that in the stone. That's incredible. That took some time and some money to have that done back in the day. Look at that. That's incredible. Oh, there's another section here. 2 pieces of it. It looks to be kind of a perimeter piece. Gosh, if they only knew what this was, right? Wow, this kind of got me going here. Right here, too. Look at that work on that. That's just sick. Sick. The time it took to make that, right? And there's no do-overs. When you're working with that stone, there's no easy button. If you don't know what you're doing, you're fired. You're just fired. You can feel what the hands of the craftsmen felt when they were chiseling away these sections. And they had to feel it and think, oh, is that ready? Is it done? Is that good enough? You had to know what you were doing. And you had to imagine this in your head. What a lot of work. See, it's got a rope going through here. This, well, it's a vine, I guess. Then it has the grapes hanging from the vine. That's really outstanding. This was a really big site. I didn't think this site would be this big. I'm just not part of it. This was a really big deal back in the day. Now, what I read was there were 24 different Apollonias. And this was the Apollonia that was closest to Durrës. My gut tells me that was made for rotating these pieces when they worked them. I think they were on some kind of a lathe, and the square would keep the piece stable for rotation. I've never seen anything inside the pegs. But you could make these rounded columns grooved a lot easier if it was rotating on something. My gut tells me that's how they did it. Whether it was a piece of steel in the end of that, on a wooden jig, who knows? But in any event, that's what I'm guessing. Think how much time that took to make one of these. So either there was an earthquake here that made all this stuff come tumbling down, or they ransacked this place. I'll have to find out which the case is, or both. You know, when you were under Roman rule, they were not lenient. When they started kind of going away, I think people had enough, and they probably wanted to get rid of this society, not look at it, not deal with it anymore. So I think a lot of it got destroyed by hand. Here again, we get to stand on the ruins. How spectacular is that? Become a part with history right as we experience it. To me, that's outstanding. That is just outstanding. So was this a cemetery up here? Or was this just ornamental? There's more of that rope grape work here, see it? We've got some other stuff, some flowers. I'm not really getting a tombstone-y type of feel up here, though. I don't see any crosses. I don't see any real elaborate tomb stuff that's shaped the size of a body. I don't see any of that up here, so I'm thinking this was not their graveyard area. Doesn't say graveyard to me up here. Not this area. That lattice work on that rock is phenomenal. Boy, there were some craftsmen up here. The Greeks, the Romans, they could wield a chisel. Make no doubt about that. These people were total craftspeople. They were craftsmen to the highest level. So building up on these hillsides was also a security issue. If you were up high, you could see people coming to attack you or trying to invade well before they came, and you could prepare for it. So choosing a hillside is oftentimes strategic. Now we're gonna definitely put our drone up here today. Definitely it's going up. Just want to see what's over here real quick before I go up to the museum section of it anyway. Okay, so we came up to a dirt road. That's a good sign. Let's take a quick peek up here. Let's see what we got. Of course, there's a communist bunker right there. What a surprise, right? Something's that way. So that's where we're headed, up the hill. So I was thinking maybe this road would wrap around to the museum, and it looks like it does go that direction, up to the hill up there, so that's good. So that's where we're gonna end up going. But I see some stuff in the distance here. Needs further examination. See it? Now it's raining too. Feeling this bunker goes underground quite a ways. There could be animals and other things in there. I do have a little light. I'll have to see if I feel brave enough to go in there. First, I want to see what's up here. Oh, this is probably continuation of it right here. You can see down in there. Got some light. It looks like it's just a straight shaft tunnel in here. Good place just to get out of the... Oh, and it connects to this dude here. Look at that. It's probably another tank up here, huh? Oh my God, they're all over the place. Wow. All these connected. So you know there was an ancient something up on this hill at one time. And the communist dictator decided to build this up here amongst all the other fortifications that he put together. Here's the exit for that. Let's poke down here a minute. Let's see what communism has wrought us. All the other side. Look at that. There you go. Simply amazing. Every generation leaves their legacy. What legacy did this leave us? More connecting tunnels to the other bunker sites. Wow. I never seen anything like that. I've heard of World War II bunkers, but I've never seen any bunkers that were recent, that were accessible in my time, so quite amazing. Another one right up here we're gonna look at. Communist era sardines. I don't know, kind of looks like it might be hot. There you go. Soldiers gotta eat. So there was a Roman road going up here, so maybe there was something here at one time. Was this part of it also? Or was this part of a building end? Let's just walk up here just a little bit more. I didn't really come to see bunkers today, per se. I want to invest as much energy as I can to looking at the oldest stuff. But this stuff is completely interesting. I do give that a strange thumbs up. But it just seems like it's never ending in here. There's more here. It's just like that's held a big gun. Look at that. That held a freaking big gun in here. Look at that. Little stairs coming out of there. This is insane. This is really insane. Yeah, this is getting more weird. Another one over here. See it? Just doesn't end. There's another fortification down here. Another one over here. And if there's that many here, there's probably about 50 more in here. See the other one over there? Wow, this is really extensive. So one more thing I noticed is you have all these blackberry vines in through here. So whether they were put in here intentionally, it would be a great idea if they were, because you're not getting through that stuff real quick. I had that on my property in Oregon, and it was hell to get rid of, and it was darn dangerous to be around because you kept getting snagged on it and hurt. It's pretty dangerous stuff to work around. So you're not going to conquer a ground with those thorns, those berry bushes, unless you got something to take them away, like a tank, swinging some chains around something. Some pretty nasty stuff. All right, so let's go back down. Looks like there's some more ruins in the hillside up here. And I could see why. This vantage is insanely beautiful. This is idyllic. This is what I had imagined this country to be, just like this. Look at all the pottery that he found. That's incredible. So this is a little restaurant up here on the hill. Let's see if we can find out about it. So this scene here is so idyllic. It's just crazy. Think of this place is so beautiful. Come down here, overlook the ruins. It's amazing. So now we're gonna try to go down below. I see the main site down here. So let's check it out. Looks like we're going down this little mud path. I would have thought they would have had some better options, but let's look over here. Let's see if there's another set of stairways. If not, that's where we're going. This is just beautiful up here. Oh, here looks to be a map. Let's get a picture of this. Kind of orient here a little bit better. Oh, that's wonderful. Wow, it's gridded out. Look at how massive this site was. It's this massive gridded out area. This was a big deal here back in the day. They had a theater, an agora, acropoli. Wow, very, very, very cool. Now I see something else from here. Can you guess what it is? I wanted to guess these are more fortifications way over on the other side. Look at this. It looks like some bunkers over on the other side of this hill defending this valley. See it? See if I can zoom in. Try to focus on it. There we go. Look at that. That guy was obsessed. I was truly obsessed. Oh, and there's even more up on this ridge. There's more on the ridge over here. So basically this whole valley is defended from the top here. If you wanted to come in, you had to take the low ground or bomb from the sky, drop in by a parachute. Pretty crazy. That guy was pretty damn paranoid. Pretty paranoid. All right, let's check this out. I'm excited. Got about 60% battery. Used up quite a bit of battery already, believe it or not. And I still want to do some more droning. Got a lot more video to make. Yeah, these stairs seem like these are the real deal. These are the real deal here. You just get a sense for it. There looks to be a wall going down there. Could that have been the wall of the city? Or wall of a residence or something else? Some more block here too. God, I'm the only one here. I wonder if this museum's even open. If it's not open, I'm gonna have to walk all the way back, maybe even to town. That's a dang long walk. So, any event, this took something to get here to show this to you guys. So, hopefully you don't forget it, because I know I'm not gonna. This was pretty much out of my way. But when I knew this was here, I knew that I was coming here no matter what. It wasn't a maybe, it was a, yeah, I'm going there. Now you can see why. Look at that in the distance, huh? I want to see what this wall is here first. Why this is here. If you ask me, this was somebody's house. With this vantage, yeah, that was somebody's awesome kick butt Roman era crib. That was a Roman crib right there. They were kicking it in that place. Look at that. Oh, that's pretty awesome. There's probably another one right over here. You didn't think I was just going to stand up at the top and look at this from above, did you? Heck no, we're going in. Look at this. All right, looks to be some kind of a doorway in here. I can see where the abutment is. Maybe the door hinged on that peg right there. Maybe that was the mother-in-law's quarters down here. Well, they put some work into this place, whatever this was. This was not built in a day. I can guarantee you that. This was not built in a day. Oh, they had stairs down here too. Trying to see partial stairs here going down. Oh yeah, there's a Bunch of brick in the wall too. Just another brick in the wall. Remember that song? A little Pink Floyd for you. Oh, let's go down here. We come all this distance to look at this stuff from afar. We came here to touch this stuff and to become a part of it. That's what this is all about. You come thousands of miles, you can't put your hand on a piece of history. You got something wrong with you. Right there. That's what I'm talking about. Really rough too. I don't know, it's maybe some kind of a coral rock. It's very porous. So if you notice, not all the pieces were square. Why is that? Well, best I can tell is they needed the biggest pieces that they could find to use. And if they couldn't get a complete square, then they'd do the best out of it with what they had to work with. Or maybe all they had was, yeah, because see, you got notched out here. Unless this is kind of a way to hold it together too, that could be. But I noticed if you look at the old churches, in the Philippines, a lot of them are built with coral. And what I've noticed is they're all different sizes because they couldn't just like choose the size brick or block that they wanted. They had to just work with whatever they could find on the site. Oh yeah, look at this. Look at how dramatic this is. Man, look at how thick it was too at one point. Went all the way into the hillside there. Boy, this was a big deal. They did not want to get conquered from this hillside. They built a big wall here at one point. That's what we're looking at. And I didn't even see this from a map or anything else. I didn't know this was even here until I just walked down here. So they built it with these blocks and then they finished with the brick. Maybe they ran out of big blocks. What do you suppose this was? Monument to what? Is it a water fountain? Is that what's coming out of here? See it? What on earth do you suppose that is? Never seen anything like this. Wow. Looks like some kind of an aqueduct coming down out of here. Oh, that's real unusual. And you got it kind of ending here at this pillar thing. Really, really, really bizarre. You guys, look at this. This is pretty epic. This is worth the journey right here for this long shot. Well, that's pretty stunning. So look at how far back this wall goes into the hill here. It's like 10, 15 feet deep. And then back behind it is a smaller rock wall. See that? Unless this whole hillside is made from rock, dirt, and brick and block, that could very well be. Look at the gap between these blocks here, you guys. I want to see masons today make these blocks that tight with the crude tools that they used in the day. Look at that. I couldn't even get a piece of paper in between that. That's so tight. So for 1,000 years or more, it's been like that. Look at that. That's incredible. Just a testament to the work they did. These blocks are some of the thickest blocks that I've ever seen. Most of the blocks I've seen are about half this thickness. So they're real thick here. It goes back in there. Is there a room underneath there? Is there something underneath this? Is that why it's all block and brick? Is there an underground in there they built up? See, that was sealed in recently. It's just down from the other one. I wonder if there's an underground in here. Looks like they sealed in another one here, see? I'm willing to bet there is. Same here. Damn straight there is. Yeah, sure as heck is. See the different This is like weathered with water or something. Or they had drains come out of here. This could have been a drainage area for water to come out. Interesting. Yeah, so you can look and see the different sizes of blocks here. Like I was saying earlier, they didn't really have a choice on some of the chunks that they were pulling out, so they had to use each chunk the best they could. But I'm almost thinking they were notching some of this to kind of hold it together in case it did try to move. And this wall looks like it's shifted over time. I think it's had a lot of pressure up against it, being on this hillside pushing. See, the blocks are starting to come out. I can guarantee they weren't like this when they built that, sticking out. They were all flush. All right, back up. See the old stairs? Pretty cool. I think a guy's walking these with their sandals thousands of years ago. Just incredible. Just no words for it, you guys. I've seen old things in my life, but to actually step on the ground and be a part of it, there's just no words for it. It's just too surreal.
Hey, Vern.